What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Onyxcoin today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. It is the 25th of May today. Here we are, 21 hours left in the day, essentially at 1.82 cents. If we're looking at this on a 1 hour time frame and building out from there, we can look at the 1 hour and see that the RSI does have higher lows here. If I can get it, higher lows right there. We do have lower lows here. It looks like we're setting up for some kind of a double bottom. We've been in this kind of situation before. Sometimes we get the double bottom and it works out. Sometimes you get it and then it doesn't work out. You know what I mean? So don't get your hopes too high and don't be discouraged if we go lower. It's Labor Day weekend. We've got an extended weekend upon us, going into Tuesday for the stock market to open and for volume to start coming back into the ecosystem, for the institutions and the larger entities to come to play. It's going to be a little bit of time, so don't be surprised if the next couple of days, including today, are boring. If we move down a little bit, so what? We'll probably come right back up. If we move up a little bit, so what? We'll probably come right back down. Or if we do keep moving up, it's not going to be anything crazy, right? We're probably going to be very, very boring, I would think, for the coming 72 hours, something like that, right? 48 hours at least. But anyways, 1.82 cents right now. I got to say the 1 hour time frame gives me a little bit of hope that you're going to find support here. So let's call for that real quick. High to low here. The expectation would be that you go up to about 2 cents. Yeah. At least to 1.918 at the 382. Back test prior support here. Maybe find resistance and then build lower. Maybe you do something like this, right? You move up. And then you go lower. It's very common with the 382 to wick a little bit above it and then close below it. And if you were to see something like that, would you be in line? You'd be kind of in line with those highs there. I mean, it's kind of perfect, right? Maybe you just go up to 1.92 cents or just above there, 1.93 cents. Maybe go all the way up to 2 cents, but I would expect that you do something like that. Maybe today over Sunday, I would say over Sunday, and then tomorrow, Monday, probably just continue to consolidate more and find another higher low, of which we'll build from whenever it comes to Tuesday. We'll actually break out and finally break out of this range that we've been in for over a month now, right? If we look at the 4 hour time frame, the 4 hour looks very bullish, getting oversold, and then now we're right at the point where we could be bouncing off the oversold zone. We found support at this area once, twice, 3 times, plenty of times, especially throughout this range, let alone through Onyxcoin's life. Bullish divergence here to mark the bottom. It's very possible that this is the low, that what we just experienced opening up today, the 25th of May, on this 4 hour candle at 1.813 cents. That's 0.01813. That could have been the low. But if not, I would think, again, just a little bit. I wouldn't think that we go below 1.7 cents. If this is not the low, I don't think we go below 1.7 cents. I think we're either at the low or very near the low. I hope it's clear. I hope I'm being concise to some degree. Or maybe I'm just beating it like a dead horse. I don't know. Whenever it does come time to move higher, which I think will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, somewhere in that kind of time frame, we will be breaking out of this phase here. This is an overall bull flag consolidation phase, kind of with a symmetrical triangle at the end here. But with this bull flag, and it seems, at least in my opinion, just the way it looks, it seems like we want to break out to the upside, right? Rejection. Now you're kind of shaving it. It's a little bit different of a rejection. It's not really a rejection. You're kind of shaving it. Different behavior begets different results, in my opinion, right? But time will tell. We'll see. If you break out, the measure move here would correspond with this bull flag, would be something like this from a low to a high. You would expect to see something at about 5.6 cents. I have a theory that this next move might actually be stronger than the last move. Here's why, okay? Let's see if I'm remembering this correctly. So daily RSI right here, this is where you stopped, okay? Let's go back and let's just see here. All right, so Onyxcoin here, it had one reading in the RSI, and then the next reading was stronger. Here, you had a reading in the RSI that was overbought here, and the reading that topped you off was a stronger reading, right? As you're progressing, you're getting stronger. Here, your initial move up had this reading in the RSI right at this area, just as this one did, just as this one did, just as this one did, right in this area. And then you cooled off, and then your strong move took place, right? This was your initial move up. You consolidated for quite some time, and then your strong move came in where your RSI was stronger, right? Your RSI was stronger overall. And what I'm not saying is that we're going to see a move just like this, that from here, Onyxcoin is just going to rip all the way up to 26 cents. Man, I mean, maybe it does. Wouldn't that be great? First week of June, you guys, we're all the way up at 26 cents. Oh, that would be so great. I'll tell you, man, if Onyxcoin did that, that'd be so great. I'm not going to go over why that would be great, but it would be really great. Okay, it would set us up pretty well, and I'll let you guys know why if it happens. But I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not going to say it. But we would have some very ample opportunities. If Onyxcoin did a move like this over the next 2 weeks, that'd be crazy. But I doubt it. The main point that I'm trying to say, and I'm getting distracted here, is regardless of what you see, the moves tend to be bigger and more robust on the second take here, right? We're getting our second take, and very similar to this consolidation phase here that was 42 days. We're on our 44th day here. That was 41 days, 42 days. I forget. This is 44 days now. Initial move up, got overbought, found resistance here, found resistance there. Downtrend that found support right there. Downtrend that found support literally at the exact same area. If we zoom in, it's literally right there at the exact same level. And now you're looking, the consolidation itself is just, it's uncanny. It even looks the same. Now you're looking to move up. I'm not calling for a move like this, but is it so hard to believe that Onyxcoin, the coin that literally defies gravity, and if you sell it on the way up thinking that you're finding a relative high, it'll just leave you in the dirt, literally. It'll make you regret selling at any level if it's making its moves. Is it so hard to believe that it can't go above 5.7 cents on this next move? Is it so hard to believe that when the typical behavior of any kind of fib retracement from a high to a low is that when you break the 886, you get above here, which is at about 4 cents there, that you don't stop anywhere until you hit the 1272, right? And here's the measure move of this bull flag. It stops right here. It stops right there. That's the measure move. But what we've seen with Onyxcoin is that we produce a stronger reading in the RSI. If we get a stronger reading relative to this, we're going to get a stronger move relative to that. If we get a stronger move relative to that, we're not stopping here. So where are we going to stop? If it's stronger, we're going to stop somewhere above. Where would that be? 8.2 cents, maybe to 10.7 cents, maybe to 11 cents. With the 1-for-1 it's pretty common to go above there. Hell, we don't have to stop. This thing's got gas, man. It's got legs to run, and it can run. It can surprise us. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. It started with like a tickle of a thought for me. Just entertaining this idea, because isn't it fun? You have to be careful with yourself. You don't want to encourage the idea of thinking that the price could go higher than you expect it to, right? But if it is going to go higher than you expect it to, you at least want to look at those outcomes. And I entertained that outcome just as an entertainment, and I'm like, actually, this kind of makes sense. It actually makes sense that we would see something stronger than this. While we might have been disappointed over the past month and a half waiting for this to move, I'm not disappointed. I don't care, man. I could stack more. I don't, and I have. I don't care. You know what I mean? We moved up. We're still outperforming the rest of the market, and all we've done is move sideways for over a month. I don't care. Take your time. The longer you consolidate, the more eruptive the move's going to be, the more explosive it's going to be. And I genuinely, at this point in time, would not be surprised if Onyxcoin, from its current price, saw something on the lines of a 340% move or higher between now and the end of the first week of June. I think that you'll be at new relative highs here above 5 cents. I think you'll be there by the end of May. But how much higher past that by the end of May? I don't know. Maybe you're at 8 cents. Maybe you're at 10 cents. I don't know. But I would expect 337% move between now and the end of the first week of June. I think that's going to happen. In other words, I don't think this move stops here. I think that we continue to grow. I really do. Who's to say that we stop at the 1272? We could go up to the 1-for-1. If we go back in time, let's actually analyze this real quick while we're running with this idea here. What does Onyxcoin like? Let's stop at the, let's look at the all-time history. Whoa, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, no, come on. Come on now, zoom you out. Let's see. Get you all civilized. Onyxcoin. Isn't this, man, this chart is just so much bigger than I remember it being. Maybe we just don't look at it on the all-time history on the daily time frame as much. If we look at this high to low, what did you do here? High to low. You went all the way up to your 1886 area. That's where you found resistance. Okay. Good to know. Good to take that into consideration. What about this high to low right here? Come on now. Up to your 1886. You actually stopped right at the 2272, which you don't normally do, but in weak circumstances, that's actually a weak signal to stop right below it there. And that was pretty weak. Pretty damn weak right there. What about this one here? High to low. People ask me how to do fibs. It's like, man, if you watch a video like this, you're going to learn. You know, a lot of people think it's all in the retracements, and the retracements are great. You want to focus on that, but some moves like this, these pivots to identify extensions, very helpful. The 1886, you seem to like that one a lot. You don't seem to be stopping at the 1272. Here you did on the secondary, but you went all the way up to the 2272 inevitably. Didn't get stopped at the 1272 too much. What about this one? What about a more significant peak, right? This is the most significant peak that we've taken. Right there between the 1272 and the 1-for-1. Okay. So we've seen that happen before. We've seen that kind of behavior happen. Okay. High to low. And just because you haven't seen behavior happen before doesn't mean it can't happen, right? New behavior takes shape all the time, and maybe just in phases, but all the way up to the 2618. It seems like typically you like to get into these larger extended areas. There are these deeper extended areas. High to low here. 2618 stopped there. Isn't that interesting? 2618, you stopped here, and then relative to this high to low right beforehand, high to low here, you stopped right at that 2618. Very similar too. It's kind of interesting. What about, how would I go about measuring that? Where is that? The 1618? Interesting. Anyways, I might look at that later. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm looking at there, but that's okay. High to low all the way up to the 2618, and you did not stop at the 1272. I'm just looking for a single time where you stopped at the 1272, and really you didn't do it other than here, but that was after this first attempt where you already crushed through it. So all I'm trying to say by that, you guys, is throughout Onyxcoin's history, I couldn't find one example, not a single. In fact, the worst example I could find was from here, from a high to a low, right here, high to a low, and you still went right through the 1272. That's the worst example of what you did whenever you hit your fib extensions, was something like this. And if we were to stop and do something like this, that makes so much sense, because look at that price. It's right there at 10 cents, psychological resistance. All I'm trying to say, while people have been upset and bothered that Onyxcoin isn't doing exactly as it's supposed to do on cue, on your demand, on your dime, on your time, and it's giving you a lifetime to accumulate here at a very, very ample opportunity of a chance to buy here below 3 cents, below 2 cents, and you're upset that it isn't at 5.5 cents yet. But the reality is, guys, I think we've been underlooking this thing. I think it's going to move up to 8.2 or 10 cents, maybe even beyond that, and likely in the same amount of time that we were anticipating this 5.5 cent move. So hold on to your hats. It's going to get exciting. I genuinely think that Onyxcoin is more bullish than we assume it to be, and I'm glad. I'm holding on to my XCN because of that. I haven't sold any. I haven't let go. I've let go of some here or there, and I let you guys know whenever I do that, and then I buy back. With my trading bag, I add to the trading position, take away from that, and I let you guys know whenever I do that. But the long-term bag, the bag that I bought back in March of 2024, I have not sold any of that. I've been tempted to at times, right, and allocate into other projects, because there's so many hot projects going on right now. But the thing is, and this is something that I've learned the hard way, and I've learned the easy way. I've been on the good end and the bad end of this, okay? The bad end is you find a winner, and then you sell it, and you buy something else that you think is going to do better than it. And it's a lower market cap. It has all the reasons, all the dynamics to do better in your head, and it just doesn't. The coin with the larger market cap, it still outperforms everything, and it's the top performer. And you had the winner all along. You should have never sold it. And I learned that the hard way. And I also learned it the good way. With Dogecoin last cycle, I had a winner with Dogecoin. I bought it below 1 cent. I bought it 0.0078. And I didn't sell a single bit of it. I just held, and I bought more, if anything, and I bought on the dips. Okay, that's actually not true. I did sell at 8 cents, and then I dipped my toes back in at 2 cents. I actually killed it with Doge last cycle, to be completely fair. I didn't sell the all-time high. I definitely didn't time it well as far as that goes. I averaged out at 14 cents, where I could have averaged out a lot higher. But with that double dip, it really. But enough about me. All I'm trying to say here is, I've learned it the hard way. I've learned it the easy way. And I know at this point, I think that I would hope that a lot of people, if you don't know this, I hope that you learn this, that sometimes the best thing to do is, when you have a winner, regardless of all the shiny toys around you, don't get shiny object syndrome. Focus on your winner. Stay convicted with it. It's okay to branch out. It's okay to diversify. But if you've got a winner, and that happens to be like the majority of your bag, like that's your biggest hold, there's no reason to move that around, man. Because it just might perform exactly as a winner should perform, which is above your standards, above your expectations. And I really do think that that's what we're going to get here with Onyxcoin. I think it's going to go up to 8 cents or more in the next 2 weeks. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you liked the video. If you do, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.